sponsored by Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
There we go.
Hello, Josh.
Welcome.
Welcome to our podcast.
Thanks for having me. Thank you very much for inviting me.
How
Glad
do you
to be
feel?
here. Pardon?
How do you feel?
Feel great. Feel looking forward to it. Feel the vibes. Just coming in, vibing
Chilling?
with you guys, chilling.
You had the easy
Chill
shift,
out.
I can see.
Yeah,
Not like us.
we did.
Yes.
Yeah.
They did.
Let's not talk
Exactly.
about
We did.
sex, baby.
Not
You know,
Yeah.
we talk about this.
Yeah, it's good.
Alright, so I just wanted to introduce yourself. Where are you from?
Yeah, my name is Joshua Radu. I'm from Fiji, the small islands of Fiji in the Pacific Ocean.
Fiji.
Fiji, baby.
That's
Fiji.
far from here.
Yeah, very far. It's like maybe 24 hours, I'd say, or 22 hours flight from here to Fiji. So you have to stop off at Seoul in Korea.
So I guessing it's close by Korea.
Yeah, it's very close. Yeah, nice.
How come that you don't speak any Asian languages?
I wish I speak Asian language.
Right. Yeah.
Ni hao.
Ni hao.
Ni hao.
That's not
Ni hao.
enough. Right. Okay.
Can you have some music, please?
that would be
Yes, we
great.
can have some music if you want, Mr. Dragos. It's
Of
your
course we
request.
want.
Thank you so much.
All right. How come that you came? I mean, it's a long way, like we speak already. How
Yeah.
come that you end up in UK?
So I was in high school, and my cousin was an officer in the Royal Navy. He was an officer. So Fiji. He was an officer for the Fiji Navy.
Okay.
But he was the Fiji Navy sent him over to England to learn to be an officer, learn how to be an officer in Dartmouth.
Mm.
So whilst he was here, in Dartmouth they have a college there. It's called the Royal Britannia. What's it called? BRNC. It's the Royal Britannia Naval College. So all the officers and from every country they come and learn how to be an officer in that college, and then my cousin came over whilst I was in high school.
Is a she or a he?
Hey,
I wanted to ask Ali, what cousin are you
I know.
talking about?
as soon as I said cousin, I knew myself I made a mistake there. Because this guy's in.
That was like quite, I was actually saying
No, it was a cousin.
Right.
Another cousin.
He's a he. So he came over and joined the college whilst I was in college in Fiji. And I think when he came back, he met my mum and asked my mum if I wanted to join the military. And I was like, yeah, why not?
Why not?
And then,
What could be so bad?
yeah, he did all the application for me, and then he kind of sent me here.
Oh, that's interesting. So you went to the army.
Not
With
the
the
army,
Royal Army.
not the army, the navy.
Navy.
Come on,
Oh,
get it
yeah.
right. There's
Right.
a different. It's like
Is it
a.
a real thing, by the way, with the Navy don't liking the army and stuff like that?
It's kind of there. It's
Competition
kind of,
stuff?
yeah, it's kind of competition. Who's the best? Obviously, it's different. Obviously, we at sea, and then the army obviously at land. But the whole British armed forces
Right.
in the world as a whole
Mhm.
is the best in the world. Like the
Oh.
best. Like you can.
I think that's
No, that is.
up to discretion.
No.
what?
That's the truth. Like they're the best.
Right.
Like,
As a personnel, but
the
what about
British forces, they're the best.
as a personnel? But what about USA in comparison
Come
with
on.
whatever they
Come
have?
on.
Come on.
Alright.
Come on.
Yeah, I mean you must know better than
Well,
us, obviously.
USA gets to be honest.
USA.
The USA. So the British Army and sometimes the Royal Marines, they go and do exercises
Yeah, I've
against
heard about this.
So you know the story. So you
No,
know.
I don't know the story.
So sometimes they go and exercise against and with the U.S. Armed Forces.
Not
in
just a
every-
friendly competition.
Kind of a friendly, yeah.
99%
exercise,
of the time, who is the winner?
yeah. Come on. I don't even have to
UK.
tell you that. The UK.
Your mother.
Oh,
Yeah. So
Just, I have a question. You've seen Top Gun with Tom Cruise?
I've seen Top Gun.
Who's
So
the-
it's close to the real thing, or it's just a
I think
movie.
Well, to me, that was kind of it's just a movie. It's not.
It's
kind of,
exaggerated.
So I think is my job
Wait.
in the Navy wasn't in that area. So
With the
I was
airplanes and
yeah.
That's what I was saying. Like, wait, didn't in Top Gun like they flew stuff?
Yeah, they did. So
yeah, but they have a what is
Carrier.
called the,
Yeah, so
Have you been on a carrier?
I've been on a carrier. I was in the. Our ship was the ship that I was on was called HMS Bulwark. Bulwark. So it's a landing platform deck. So it wasn't a proper carrier. So it's just a landing platform
Short
deck.
platform.
Pardon?
Short platform.
Kind of shorter platform. So
Shorter.
it allows Chinooks and bigger helicopters to land on the,
okay.
on the
Like a
deck.
helipad.
Yeah, helipad, like a helipad, but
Okay.
bigger. So, but the obviously the
it was not a launcher to launch the
no.
Do so.
No. So it's
Missiles.
just not launch the aircrafts. Like there's two aircraft carriers. So one's a HMS Ark Royal and Invincible, which has been scrapped or decommissioned. So they've been kind of scrapped down, and obviously I think they sold some of the parts. Of it, yeah. But I think the new one now is Queen Elizabeth and the Prince of Wales. The bigger ships, like
Right.
aircraft carriers.
Are these ships, the new ones, are made by UK or they're coming from somewhere else?
I think it's made. I think it's the UK.
Okay.
They have a so. The armed forces always have like a civilian contractor to build those kind of ships. I think that's how it happens.
Everything is made in China, but
I don't think so. This
Everything nowadays.
I don't
is
think
made,
so. The Navy is maybe maximum you will see. You'll talk about maybe France, maybe about Canada, maybe
Well-
about USA itself, which
Well, I
sometimes.
mean, it's
Yeah, I think
sells.
sometimes some of the so I think some of the because some of my I think one of my best mates is in the couple of nearly all my best friends are still in the Navy. That I was joined up with most of them, but there's a couple of my really good friends who are still in the Navy now. But one of them is in the HMS Queen Elizabeth, which is an aircraft carrier. And I think this is the thing, the military has civilian contractors that actually build that kind of stuff, and they build that kind of stuff, and they build the parts of the ship as well.
yeah, those contracts are. I imagine that like
They are crazy.
crazy.
The
money,
amount
right?
of money they make is just the
That's
military forces
that's the
spend.
future, right?
Like, bro,
Military
like that's
contracting.
bro, like for example, the US, right?
Yeah.
They're the top country that spends so much money on military.
How much would they spend? I think they spend like $1 trillion or
A
something.
trillion, like
Right?
easy.
A trillion with a
Yeah.
D. I was like, you didn't imagine how many zeros a trillion has.
No one knows
No one
exactly
does, yeah.
Yeah,
how much.
nobody knows. You couldn't
Josh,
do
you
it.
have ever been to a submarine?
I've been to a submarine.
Oh.
It's not a good. I went there
It's like not-
because I was a chef in the Navy, so I was like always cooking. And whilst the ship was in kind of in refit in the Navy means in civilian worlds means to fix up the house. and
docks.
stuff. Yeah,
Docks
so we
and
had to
gets
refit.
repaired.
Yeah, so we had to refit. We had to come back to the dock and obviously fix everything. But whilst we're in the dock doing refit, some of the personnel get taken to other ships and maybe or other submarines kind of working. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went down with one of my friends to the submarine and cooked for the day. Bro, the kitchen was so tight. Like,
Oh, I thought you were gonna say massive.
no,
Seriously.
the kitchen is so small compared to a normal sized boat, normal sized ship.
Okay, another question. I know that I'm interrupting you. What do people in the Navy eat?
Like
Is it like the packs?
Russian packs.
The packs.
No, that's only for exercise and when we are out
On
into
field.
the field. But whilst we're at sea or whilst we're in the
You can
ship,
have fresh.
we have like
food.
fresh food all the time.
Oh, that's the thing, because I heard most of them just eat like stuff that's packed and you
No,
can
no, no,
last
no.
for
No,
6 months.
Yeah, that's for only in the field. So when you're obviously at war, for example, the Afghanistan or Iraq or something like that, when people are at war, they carry Russian packs with them all the time. When they're out on the field, so they if they get stuck or if they have
They
like
have to-
in one place, they have Russian packs. Russian packs are quite like I don't know.
But what
I love Russian packs. Like
Yeah.
people keep saying maybe because I was just like I had some Russian packs when we were in training, And I loved it.
What?
We were having like, so we had like everything ready made. So I had beans, sausage and bacon packed.
Beans, sausage, and
Yeah, and you put it in a hot
That's
water.
couple
Just
of
get a hot pan with water and put it in.
Okay.
And within how many minutes it's ready? So you just like straight from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I don't know why, but I loved it. And then there's that, and then there's like so a mixed what was it? There's a chocolate powder with porridge. So there's porridge there, so I was like mixed it with. I was like there mixing it, was smashed. I loved it. The biscuits. Apparently, if you eat too much of it, you get constipation, stuff like that. But I was there,
you just smash it.
I was smashing the biscuits. I loved it. Everyone else was like, oh, I hate the taste of it.
So if you look like backwards and whatever happened in the army, would
Yeah.
you think it's a positive rather than negative? Obviously, you're gonna say positive, right?
Yeah, being in the military.
Being in the military. Yeah.
So the thing that got me with the military, if someone was, if I was talking to my younger self or someone who's trying to join the military and they want to know what it kind of instills in you, I'd say discipline, like with everything. So discipline in kind of your whole outlook. So you wash your own clothes, even under to underwear and everything. You wash your own clothes, dry it, you have to iron it. So basic training like that, you have to iron it.
So it's real, the thing that you have to like iron your sheets, make sure
Yeah,
every
yeah.
day when you
Yeah,
wake up
so,
there have to be
we had
you
to
put the line,
like
make sure there's
we had like 8 weeks of that, like where on the third week or fourth week we had our instructors come and inspect our bed. So everything has to be tight, and you have to
you have to line it also.
yeah, you have to line. There's a line in the middle.
Oh.
You have to like a crisp. You have to be a crisp line.
Oh.
Like when we do that, I'll do it at night. My bed, right? So I'll do everything at night. I won't sleep on my bed. I'll sleep on the floor, just because I don't want to mess it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you do the same now?
Bro,
You don't sleep on your bed?
No, like I don't care about this. But the
Mr.
thing,
Josh, but how and when you've lost all your discipline?
bro,
Because I've seen you at work, you are not that disciplined.
yeah, bro, the
He's
thing
talking
is,
about discipline, by the way. The gang was not just comes in.
yeah,
Okay.
bro, I just literally, as soon as I left the Navy, I was just like,
I'm dressing and that's
yeah.
it.
The thing is, it's like
It's stressful as well, isn't it?
I wouldn't. It was stressful sometimes, but I think is when you have like maybe 1,000 or 1,500 people you have to feed in a ship because you're obviously transporting them to the Gulf.
How many?
That's a lot of like that's kind of stressful when you're trying cooking and then preparing food and then cooking it and then getting ready for the
I imagine that you are not the only one
Yeah.
cooking in there, yeah?
No. So we have we have designated people in different areas. So, for example, because I was always going away for rugby, right? And I'd be going away for Wednesday rugby with the under 31s, and then Wednesday rugby for the first team in the Navy, and then Saturday rugby for the under 31s in the Navy, but they couldn't find me a spot to be in, so I couldn't do like normal meal time, so I wouldn't do breakfast, lunch, or dinner because I was away that much. They stuck me into the veg bay.
You'd be like the guy who
So
peels
I was
the
picking-
potatoes.
Exactly.
Oh my!
I was there peeling, like I wouldn't peel, but there was like
the peel.
there's a machine called the rumbler.
Oh.
So there's sacks of potatoes.
Just
You
pours them.
just pour it, and
And then you have to fix them bit by bit.
Yeah,
Details.
they'll just kind of peel it for you. But then after that, you have to cut it by bit and put in a big tank, and then that I was stuck in there for like how many weeks? I was playing rugby all the time. They couldn't find me a
Okay.
spot.
What about rugby? You play this one, you still play it. How did you end up on this game?
What, rugby? I was like, thing is, in Fiji, rugby is a big thing. Like, I think Fiji is one of the best teams or the best team in sevens rugby. For the how many years I've been alive, we have like people who are just love rugby in Fiji. Like, rugby is a national sport. Like, without a doubt, rugby is a national sport. Just like New Zealand, rugby is a national sport. But
So it's
we're
it's like football for South America, isn't it?
kind of, yeah. Like, rugby is just crazy. Everyone in Fiji, rugby crazy. Like, I grew up with that. So my parents, my mom, my dad played rugby. He couldn't obviously continue. He had a knee injury and stuff like that. But he started then, and he kind of took me when I was younger. He took me into, so we used to go to a small farm we used to have in the city, and he used to take me and he used to teach me how to do like side steps and stuff like that.
Side steps.
Yeah, it's
Can
like
you teach us about rugby a bit? So let's say you have the basic rules, like let's say you play soccer, football.
Yeah. So the basic rule for
how many minutes?
Pardon?
How many minutes?
So 80 minutes, 40 minutes each half. So I think football is what, 45?
45 minutes halfway,
Yeah.
and then 90 minutes.
They do
Yes.
extensions as well of the time if they
Pardon?
have to. They do any extensions of the time?
I think if only the referee stops his watch. So rugby is obviously 80 minutes, 40 minutes each half. And if the referee deems there's like an injury or a serious penalty, they'll stop the watch and they'll be like, okay, we'll continue, sort the injuries out, the penalty, and then he'll start the watch again, and that's where the game will start. So it's most like it's 80 minutes to a T. So it wouldn't be like, even if you go, actually it's still 80 minutes, because obviously with a scrum, with a penalty or with the injury,
And the stop of the watch.
they stop the watch and continue again. It'll still be 80 minutes. Yeah. But then in rugby you can't pass forward, so you have to be either pass back all
That
the
would be
time.
my question about the American football. I know that in those ones you have to pass. You can pass forward, right? Or you have like a quarterback, whatever he's going throws the ball.
If the quarterback throws the ball, the quarterback throws the ball forward all the time. In rugby, you cannot do that.
So how do you go past the defenders? Let's say. I know it's like probably the complicated theory
so
behind
it's
it. But
you pass a defender by literally running into
Running
him and
into
go
him.
past it, and like either bump
that's
him
the
off.
only way.
Yeah,
Can
bump
you
him
like
off.
shoot the ball in front and then you?
You
run
can
up
kick
it?
the ball in
Kick
front,
the ball.
like a grubber. Like a grubber is like a small roll of the ball, like on your feet. Just roll it, or you can kick long and get the ball behind the defenders.
What was giving you more injuries, the game or the army?
I think the game, the rugby. I've had like since I was in the Navy, I wasn't even injured or anything like that. But as soon as I started playing and taking rugby professionally, my shoulder had a labral repair. I had like 11 stitches here.
Oh,
On my first 2 minutes in a game, and I tackled someone and
bigger than you.
yeah, and another teammate of mine tackled him as well, and our head hit each other in the middle.
Bang.
Bang in the middle, and he was like hanging off. And then the physio came over. Come on, let's go. So the doctor stitched me up, like 11 stitches.
On the pitch, eh?
No, on the pitch, I'd be puking out in the tube, but I was getting stitched up in the doctor's room. And then I thought, I'm out. I'm not playing anymore. But then it was like, there's no one else. I was like, crap. So they struck me up. And I was playing with that for 80 minutes.
Did you get like a rest at least? You get like 10, 15 minutes rest after the stitches? Or
I had like,
just
no. I had like, as soon as I stitched up, I went straight back out. They put me straight back
might as
out.
well just do it on the
Right.
field.
Exactly. You might as well do it in the field.
Why not?
But I think it's just because it was a big cut. They had to put some sterilizer and stuff like that, and then stitch it back up.
You wouldn't want grass in your room.
Pardon?
You wouldn't want
No,
grass.
I wouldn't want grass in my eye getting infected. But yeah, that's and then after that I had my knee, I had MCL all the time.
So that's
My ankle, I had like rugby was just crazy.
that's a proper injury because I
Yeah.
know what you were saying
I
about
had
your knee, right?
I had a ruptured patella, so it's off the bone. The muscle came off
What
the
is
bone.
a patella?
So patella is that's your patella,
Rotula?
but there's a muscle that comes here, connects here to your leg.
Yeah.
But that I ruptured that because I went up for a ball, caught it, and I turned. When I turned, I landed on someone's leg.
Oh.
When you land down, you have to land either flat foot or you have to land flat foot.
Not with your knee?
Not with your knee. I landed, but that's someone's feet, right, or boots. I landed like that on the boot, and then everything turned, and then it was like, like
just
my
dislocated
oh yeah
from your
yeah,
retina.
but it's funny. It was funny that I was like,
It's so funny.
yeah, but my patella was there,
Oh.
and my patella was like down on the floor. I was like,
Did you have to push it like that?
yeah. Well, this is the thing. So physio came in. He looked at it. He was like, and I looked at it. I was like, and then and then he I think he bent my knee or something. I bent up straight a bit, and he went back in, and I was like, okay. Hey, strap it, it's fine, I can get it. But he was like, he looked at me, he was like, I don't think you can do it. I was like, no, it's fine. Okay, get me up. Okay, let me walk. I walked and I fell back down. I was like, take me out. No, but it was
that's because of the army, you know, that's the
I think it's,
It's a man thing, probably.
I think it's a man thing.
it's a Josh thing.
It's a rugby, I think it's a rugby thing. In rugby, I think we spend maybe, 80 minutes pretending we're not hurt. Do you know what I mean? Like we get
after the match, like
exactly we
paralyzed in the bed.
We get people like bleeding and stuff like that
coming out of the football.
Yeah, it'd be bleeding coming out of.
So obviously the rumors that American football is more rough than rugby.
Come off it. No,
it's not.
They have helmets.
Yeah,
they have pads.
We don't have any pads, right?
I love NFL. NFL is awesome game. But they have like.
But they do. Full on.
Yeah, they do have full collision, but they have stops, lots of stops. In rugby,
you don't stop.
It's continuous. So we have like at one point the longest play, continuous longest play was like 3 minutes, 3.5 something like that minutes, which is like continuous chase. That's a lot. And then after we stop, and then we go again. It's like it's continuous. 40 minutes, continuous. We don't stop for like like. For example,
but you do how do you call them, huddles or stuff like that?
A scrum. So a scrum is like a
scrum.
Yeah. So if a person knocks a ball on, the other team kind of it's like a kind of a small advantage for the other team. But then the team that actually lost the ball, they have an opportunity to win it back. Well, so with a scrum, you can compete on the scrum to get the ball. So there's like 8 versus 8.
I've seen them like the ball itself is the referee, right?
Pardon?
Who has the
one
ball?
of the players.
No, one of the players.
From the opposite team.
Yeah, the opposite team who didn't lose the ball. Obviously, they'll put the ball through, but then they have to compete on the
push with the push that your team.
They have to compete. Both teams have to compete for it, so they'll be pushing each other.
The ball will remain in one place, and you need to push.
Supposedly it's supposed to remain in the middle.
Yeah.
But then some nines are very crafty, so it's like put them in and then. And even some back rows would be like tapping the ball in on their side.
Are you allowed to do that though? Tap the ball?
No, I don't. Probably.
You have to keep it. Sometimes you have to keep it straight, or put it in the middle so that both hookers.
So then it goes through the your legs towards the back end of somebody else, right? And
then after that they can pick it and then pass. So the best way to get around a defender is sometimes literally taking the ball and running straight at the defender and bumping him. Yeah.
Into him.
Yeah, bumping him and then go straight. But sometimes the best way is to the backs have to come up with a certain move to get around the defenders. So they come up with certain moves where it's like, okay, this one comes short, and if the defender, it's kind of
music.
No, it's kind of a it's kind of a complicated kind of stuff to explain it fully.
Yeah, no, but at least
I think one of you guys should come and watch rugby.
I'm more than happy to come.
Exactly.
If I had the time, I would love to.
I mean, next time I play rugby, or if there was like an international rugby game, we'll go together and go watch a proper game.
Last time you invited me at least for the Friday I couldn't do because of university.
We played against.
So when you say that you played, was it you were the coach or you just?
No, I was playing against.
And I messaged them. I was like, "How did the match go?" Alright, we won. I was like, "No, we killed them or something like that."
We killed them like 7-2-0.
Like, alright, man, just calm down.
And another thing, when you have a free, I don't know if it's a free kick, when you are throwing the ball from the line, some two guys will raise another one.
Oh no, that's so it's a line. That's called a line out. So obviously, if there's a penalty for your team, you have to. If you want a line out, you kick it to the touch, and then when you get there, you have to compete for the ball again to win it for your side.
Why would you want?
Your team is throwing anyway. but
and then
you're
making two lines, one on the left,
one on the left, one on the right, and then you have to. So it's the same with they're trying to be defenders, right? So the forwards will come up with some intricate moves to win the ball back. So the opposition has to lift the guy to win the ball.
So
but sometimes
they throw the ball from the
touch. Yeah, from the line out. They have to throw it in.
Who's the person who throws it? The one who
the hooker. No, the hooker. The forwards. There's a.
From which team? I mean.
For the team that won the penalty.
That won the penalty. Yeah. Okay.
The team that won the penalty.
Obviously, gonna throw it towards your team,
well,
right?
The thing is, if your team wins the penalty, you kick it to the touch, and then after that, you have to win the penalty. With a throw. But then, if the throw is straight and good, if you win it, it's on you. But if the other team is winning,
so there's so many technical.
There's so many technical.
It's very complicated game.
Yeah, it's very complicated game. It's true. But it's like it's so fun, bro. Like it's. I
wouldn't want only to watch. It's like something that I would want to participate.
Yeah, you should participate.
Because I'm a big person, probably I could fit in.
You love it, bro.
I love it.
Like you love it. I don't know if you would love it.
Probably not. So I would beat the ball.
We'd be like,
let's try the ball around.
Don't have to jab him.
No, bro, you love it too, bro.
Take some pictures from the side eventually.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, exactly. You're right.
I think I'm stay on the bench and he's coming in just for the penalty.
Well, yeah, you can do that. Just kick. You're probably good at football, aren't you? Just kick, bro.
I'm not very good at sports in general, but now that we did camp nearby photography, I was curious about how do you have this hobby? I guess it's a hobby. How come you that you stay around it? Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I was before I was with rugby. I was back in. I was living in France, and the south of France is amazing. Like
when you say amazing, what do you mean by amazing?
Like the south of France, pictures, picturesque,
but not better than UK.
Yeah.
Maybe
Fiji would be better.
But I'm telling you, France is. I love the land. If any of you travel to France or live in France,
no, I haven't lived there. I've been
like if you travel in France, it's like everyone keeps thinking you have to go to big cities and to have fun, like Paris. Like Paris is like the main area, right?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Because France is quite big as well.
Yeah, exactly.
It has the biggest super race of country.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, people don't know that if you go to small villages, if you go to small cities, those are the best places, bro. Like it's the best place for everything. So I was living in Albi near Toulouse. Albi I loved it. I was playing there, rugby there. It's a small town, small city. I loved every day I was there.
Your picture of a proper city or like a beautiful city would be like rural, not like a big city type of place. So like a big city type of place. It's like a small city surrounded by nature.
Bro, that's the best place to go.
That's the one. Not like a big city that you have like skyscrapers
and
concrete all over.
It's to me it's
some people like
it's overrated. I feel like it's when you go to the city, it's like it's a lot. It's busy.
I think everywhere is the same. Even UK is better on the village side, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. If you go to, we just came back from a rugby game up down in Bognor Regis, right? And we stopped off at every pub, but the pubs are like a couple of pubs. But the pubs are like old pubs, like before, and it's like you walk in and the fire's there, it's coming out, and you feel the fire.
That's cozy,
Mate, it's so cozy. But the thing is, the same thing with in France. France has got like small villages. France has got small towns that are much better to go to rather than big cities because the cities are so overcrowded. If you go to small towns, small cities, it's like it's quiet. It's like you pick the picturesque. So 20 minutes where I live, around where I live, they're like castle ruins, they're like rivers, they're like lakes, they're like, bro, I love every day I was living in Albi because of that.
Is if you think about it, is it like comparative to Fiji, the same a bit? But obviously not the same with the houses.
Yeah. I think it's just.
But more
France
nature
France is more like how to say it's just more kind of
naturist.
Nature, naturally, and I would say like Fiji's amazing. Like if you go down the sea, everything, the days, like everything's amazing. But France is just because it's cultured.
You can see the culture and
you can you have
history.
If
history of the place.
If you lived in France, you would love it because you're a photographer. Right. You would love it. Bro. Like, they have Saturday markets, Saturday stores. They have like crazy sports culture in there.
To be fair, I haven't been to a Saturday market. In Romania, we do have those ones.
Exactly.
In small cities, not in Bucharest, not too much.
Yeah, you do have it too, but
yes, they're not. Yeah, it's not the same though. That's the thing. If you go like in a smaller town,
but
not smaller.
As I was saying, around 20 minutes around where I lived, there were like nice places to take pictures from. There was a place in near Albi. It's called Social. It's like a village on top of a hill. A village on top of a hill.
Is it like a castle on top of the hill?
No, I think it's just.
Does it have a white?
It's not a Dracula there. Dragos is like that. But it was like it's on top of the hill, and there's another another viewpoint where you can take pictures from. And in the morning, when you take pictures, if you take a picture in the morning, and the village is surrounded by mist and fog, it's the best. Bro, if someone get like have you got your phone there? Oh, but it's called Social. It's amazing. Like the picture is.
Have you been to Saint Michel? He was talking
about
Saint Michel.
I've seen Saint Michel. It's like that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Because what I'm saying is because they have like old ancient ruins and old like history because they're connected with their history. You ask anyone in England or anyone where's the best place to go learn about history and stuff like that in here. So you ask any kid or any
they will send you to Stonehenge
probably right.
Well, I mean,
but Stonehenge is where's Stonehenge?
Yes,
far away.
Yes.
But in France, you ask any adult guy or not adult, like teenager or whatever, you ask them, where's the best place to go?
They wouldn't say Saint Michel.
They say places near them where you can take photos. Especially like you ask, so there's on the road there's a rugby team we played down in the mountains, and whilst we were running there, bro, I've never seen such like the landscape.
Been in the Alps or what?
Yeah, kind of the mountain. It's so mountainous all the way down. And I was like looking at it, I was like, damn. That's one place. That one time I was like, I could live here forever. In front. That's one time.
So you found your happy place, right?
I was telling you, I've been telling my missus like, we need to go to France. But it's just amazing. I love France. My time in France was always like the happiest.
I had the same feeling when I went to Portugal. One of the islands in Madeira.
Yeah.
Like that, it's a small island that has like a big mountain to it and just goes through the clouds.
Exactly.
And from the top of the mountain, you can see the clouds, and obviously from the clouds you can see the sea. And on the pitch of the mountain, they grow how do you call it? Grapes, and they make their own wine. I think Madeira wine, whatever it's called.
Yeah,
maybe. That if you want to live like in a countryside place, Madeira is one of those places that made in my mind. That's, the weather is nice. You can have mountain, you can have seaside, beaches. You can have history also.
Yeah, I love small towns, like small villages. I love it. I live in a small village right now. Like it's so
we live in a small village also.
Like
Crawley is not that big.
Well, Crawley,
it's like busy. So the train station from where we live is 10 minutes, maybe 7 minutes drive, and you could hear the train station at night. The trains going at night.
That's just because you're close to the train station.
Maybe because I'm close to a railway.
Yes,
it's like next to my house. I was like, what?
It's
like, what was that railway?
It's romanticizing.
Especially living on the railway.
But I love small villages. I've always loved small villages. I lived in London for 2 years. I couldn't handle it. I hated it because it was like so busy. When I went to another place to play rugby was Worcester. I lived in a small town, and I love living in small towns because it's so quiet,
quality, sounds,
exactly,
and everything. The neighbors, everyone is like, hey, hello.
But it's small community. It's just
everyone knows.
I do miss. I mean, have you been into a big town? Have you lived in a big city?
I've lived in
before.
London. Yeah, Kingston. Is that Kingston?
Okay, I do miss living in Bucharest. Bucharest. I mean,
the
fact that you have so many places to go.
Yeah.
It's the option that you don't have when you live in a small city.
Yeah.
So if you want to go, I don't know, on a club in at midnight now, you have 10 places.
Yeah.
That
I'm at the thing is that.
Not necessarily just clubbing, but whatever you want to go for a movie or something, it's really difficult in a small.
But the thing is, with where I live, Crawley is here, Brighton is down the road. London is up the road. If you want to travel.
What I've seen in UK that the cities themselves are not that far from each other.
It's true.
So if you could drive, which I do not drive, would be nice. You can just drive to wherever you want, and it's not that far away.
Like we do.
It's half an hour.
That's right. I want to ask, you guys, do you guys live in a village in Romania or
no?
So that's a good point actually. You know what? Because you've been. As a small child, your childhood was in a village probably.
No, I was in the city.
Was the city?
Yeah, I was in the city boy.
He looks like a small city boy.
Yeah, I spent most of my school holidays.
Yeah.
In my uncle's place in the village. It's kind of a small village.
I'm from a small village, and I share your views about the small communities.
Yeah.
Or should I say communities? My accent is amazing. I'm not British.
I can tell you English now.
What, the Romanian accent is
right, so that's why I was trying to make a parallel between the fact that maybe you've been raised in a small city, and that's why you love the small communities like I do, and he was raised in
city.
Yeah, I was in Bucharest.
Bucharest?
The capital.
It's crazy.
And it's Casa Popor is one of the close to the center of Bucharest.
Oh yeah.
So whenever I wanted to go out, I could go out. If I wanted to watch some movies, I could go out. So whenever I wanted something that in particular, I could go to that place and have fun. Let's say drink beer. Which in a small. If I lived in other places, I went just to visit my grandparents or whatever. You couldn't have the luxury. At one certain point, you had to just go and sleep or just sit in the house and invite friends over.
Depends on your values.
True.
What about you?
I've been all my life
City
in
Bucharest?
in the Bucharest.
Really?
I don't know what to say. I'm in the middle. I like the big cities, but from time to time you need to go out and do some other
I love the big city. I don't want. I just feel like big cities are just good for weekends and stuff to visit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. If you have the option to live Monday to Friday on a small place and then go on the weekends,
I just can't do the busyness of London.
Have you ever been to Bucharest?
I've been to Bucharest.
Oh, you did?
What do you like about
I
Bucharest?
love Bucharest. We went there. I was only there for the weekend. I love it.
I love Bucharest.
Alright.
We went there.
What, the ladies?
No, we went to play the Bucharest Wolves, the rugby team in there.
Are they good? Any good?
They're very good. So it was funny. So we
Did you lose?
No, we won.
Okay.
But our coach was he's very strict. But before the game, we usually have a meeting, and he was like, "Listen, if we win with a bonus point, we're going out tonight." Everyone's like that. Bonus point is, and literally the last second of the game, last minute, we won the game. With the bonus point. When he scored the try, everyone was so happy. Not because we won the game, but because we were happy. But that was so funny.
Did he pay for the?
I think he paid for a little bit of
the drinks.
Yeah, but it was good. It was good.
Everything is so cheap there, isn't it?
Bro, it's so cheap. I love Bucharest. I was there.
What other city would you say that you've been to? But except Bucharest, if you've been in Romania, other places.
Just Bucharest.
Just
but
Bucharest.
I just feel like I still wouldn't go to the city. I still would love to go to a village or a quiet village and experience a mountain life. And maybe
we have in Transylvania.
Yeah.
We have loads of places.
I would love to go
castles and
exactly. But I mean, I don't know if it's my age. I just don't want to go to the city. I just want to go, you know.
I think it's your age thing, Josh.
You're old now. Yeah, right?
I've always been like that. Yeah. And I'm not old, but I'm not.
Yeah. But I think it's good for me, at least. That's I think, especially with idea, it's good for photography.
Yes, it's good for everything. You have what to see, you have what to hear, but not repetitive things and very annoying things and annoying things.
Yeah.
Even that's the bad part of living there.
Yeah. But you've got to imagine that Bucharest. I mean, I would half understand him compared with London, because in Bucharest, for example, when you have clubbing until 6-7 in the morning. In here,
that's what I said. That's why I said Bucharest and not London, by the way.
3 a.m. here is dead. That's it. Yeah. You're gone. Whatever it's happening is a good party or not. And you've got, it's cheap. You've got many options. Bucharest is quite cramped together. It's not. You don't have to travel a lot to find so many places. I mean, if you've been in the old town of old side of.
I think we went to the old town.
I think all of us, I mean, at least me, whenever I went outside for clubbing, talking about being cheap, I used to get like a small bottle of vodka and just drink before going inside. It's like, why would I pay for whatever? Me and my friend would just bring like a small vodka in the club, drinking. It was like, where did that bottle come from? The bodyguard was like, give me a shot, please. I said, sure. That's how you make friends, you know.
I'll tell you the story, right? But that's the thing I was gonna say. Like, why would you pay straight away to go? How much money? To go
drink in the
when you can start at home for a little bit.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
But I tell you the story, right?
You get tipsy, perfect.
Yeah, exactly. By the time you get there, you're
happy.
Right? But I'll tell you the story. So we had a living do. So it was like a couple of boys living in the Navy. Yeah. So we had a living do up in my house in my flat.
Sorry to interrupt. What is a living do?
So a living do, when you leave the Navy, you have a leaving do. It's like a small get together to celebrate your time in the Navy, and obviously celebrate the time you're leaving the Navy, the military. Nice. So we have that kind of thing. I think this is well common with work as well. So it's like in England, any work. So in England. So that's a living do. So we had like a couple of those in a couple of boys, me and another boy lived in the Navy. Mm-hmm. So I had a 2-bedroom flat house in Worcester. We had 12 people there.
Oh no!
12 people.
Only 12?
12 people. But we were
how big was the house? It was like one bedroom place.
It's 2 bedroom with a conservatory, and I put like camp beds in there for the boys. Wow. And these boys were all military boys. So they came in, and the military is well known for its drinking culture. So they would drink and drink and drink. But the guy,
can you hold your drink? That's the real question.
That's the real question. So my roommate was a Samoan guy, and he was like, he was in the army, but he was playing rugby with me. When we left to go to town, so before we left, we had a table full of like bottles of vodka, everything. He took one of those and put it in his socket and covered it in his jeans. And he went to the club. So half of us went to the nightclub, half of us went to the other place, so that we don't have to go together as 12 to the nightclub. Whilst we were coming into the nightclub, they were going out. The security guy was like taking them out. We were like, yeah, we found like a bottle of vodka and he was saying, what's going on?
See, that's a bad bodyguard. You should just drink with him. Come on, have fun.
That was funny though. That's some funny.
To be fair, that's how they make their money, though. So they have to be strict with that. No alcohol policy.
You haven't finished to tell us how you did end up in photography as a hobby.
Right, as I said, like 20 minutes where I lived, around where I lived.
You had so many.
There's some picturesque things.
Okay.
But before I left for France, I bought a film.
Film camera.
Yeah, film camera. Just a film camera.
Where would you buy those ones? Because I remember the last time that I've seen one was in 1996 or something.
It was like 60. They're still fashionable and they come with the brand new ones.
Brand new. I took a charity shop.
I think it was a Nikon or something. I can't remember exactly the model. You turn the thing and it was like had blitz and stuff.
Well, mine was like a Canon. Mine was a Canon.
You had a professional one with to change the lenses.
Yeah, change the lens. Yeah, you can change the lens. So I took that. and I had a 70 to 300, and I had a 80 to 55 but I was like I was climbing cliffs to take some good pictures.
So the fact that the environment from France made you want to take the pictures.
Maybe take a.
This is so beautiful. I need to.
Exactly. I literally sat through 2 hours of a crash course of photography. So I sat on a YouTube channel. Just sat there and just watched.
To be fair, where do you learn stuff? You go on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's type
how easy it is nowadays. It's just a crash course. It's just like the basic stuff. Basic knowledge of how to operate cameras.
Teach me actually, because he
knows. I'm interested. Okay.
What you mean to me? You're the master with a nice camera.
Maybe not for me, but for the viewers. Maybe they will understand. And we get more gigs in this.
101 photography, which is
okay. After this, what do you have as a guess?
I still got like a Nikon D700. So I used to 7000. Sorry, D7000. I used to have a Nikon D300 100, which is like just
3100.
Yeah, 3100, which was basic stuff for me.
That's an entry-level camera. It's called. It's a DSLR. Doesn't do any video.
No, it does, but it's not.
It's
not.
But you've got like 18, 16 megapixels.
Something like that, yeah.
Right, and now you've got around 20.
More, probably
24.
More. Yeah, something like that. And this is a lot better than like.
Yeah, this is a enthusiast level camera.
Yeah.
My brother had 7200 or something.
Yeah. Those are good.
Yeah.
I love mine. I just can't have another. I need to get another one.
So is it like you buy a camera for a specific purpose? Let's say you do it for a panoramic view, or I don't know what.
No, I just took it just to take any pictures.
Any pictures.
Yeah, I was
not
like,
specific. Like for example, if you do nature as you're doing,
you
have a specific
specific
type of camera, right?
It's more specific lens.
Lens.
Yeah.
So not the body itself. It's
the
just
body,
the lens.
There's some bodies that are kind of
my camera is made for like sport photography, wildlife photography, and things like. This is a specific body niche for this kind of things. I mean, if you have more resolution, maybe some of them like 48, 50 megapixels, then it's for a studio.
Is it because posters. Of the colors?
No.
I assume it's really difficult from my perspective as somebody who draws. The colors from real life are really hard to mimic.
Even now.
So if you have like you need to have a proper camera to actually see the real.
You can
color.
have it with the
calibrate.
No,
it depends with the
filters.
Yeah,
pictures.
To me, I think I don't really care much the body. I think to me, I just care more about the lenses.
Yeah, that's
so for example, for Adi here, if you use in nature and sports, you'd be 70 to 200 mm, which is good, right? But you use more than that.
I go to 200 to 600 mm.
Exactly, yeah.
Because you need more reach. You need to see even this now.
What about the shutter speed?
Yeah.
If you want
that's what I'm saying about
5 pictures in.
That's what I'm saying. My body doesn't have high megapixels. It's just 24, but it's very good in low light, and it's very quick. I can do 20 frames per second.
That's right.
20 frames per second. So, and also it's very, very accurate focus.
Yeah.
Quick and accurate focus.
These photos are raw or
JPEG
or
you can have both. Usually I use both at the same time. Yeah, because on the raw you've got more definition. Obviously the files are bigger, and you've got to have some software and to edit the pictures, and you've got to have some very well calibrated LCDs, because otherwise your colors will be like.
So there's a different body which will be like full frame and then crop as well.
By the way, don't forget to subscribe to Adiz's stream, YouTube, his Instagram.
Like it, go for it.
Also, Mr.
And for more subscribers.
Yes, do subscribe to our podcast. Press that button and follow.
Exactly.
And also, there's another person in this room who needs a little bit of a shout out, Mr. Josh. I think he has an YouTube, right?
Oh no, I don't post anything.
You don't post anything on YouTube? You post
I just opened an account.
You just opened an account. I thought you were gonna like sell out, you know?
No.
Sell out.
You've got Instagram, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got Instagram. I've got like a.
And do you have anything to sell out? This is the moment.
Well, no. Well, I have a thing with rugby. I've been taking up coaching for little kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's based on like skills instead of just. There's some There's some.
Basically, there's just you're coaching a small.
Coaching small kids. There's sometimes some kind of sports groups that they only babysit and stuff. That are more based on skills. So
what do you mean?
Like skills in rugby skills. Little rugby skills.
So you look for performance. You don't look for developing some
small
specific stuff.
I'm literally developing kind of young kids to
has potential.
Have good basic skills in rugby. That's what I'm trying to do. So my account on Instagram is Linfield Rugby Academy.
We're gonna link it in the description.
Link it and follow it.
And what about the Instagram for photography?
So for Instagram photography,
do you post? Do you post stuff on Instagram?
Yeah. So I post stuff on Instagram. My Instagram photography is at Footlock13 photography.
Down in the description.
Down in the description.
And what about you, Mr. Dragos? Are you gonna shell out your stuff?
My stuff. Now I'm
Jack Daniels.
No, I'm trying to do the short videos now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I want to see how I can grow my channel.
I'm more interested in Mr. Dragos here with the courses. Both your courses are something.
The uni? Yeah, that's
the uni courses.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, if you want to do software engineering. At the moment, I told you a bit. I'm learning databases.
Yeah.
Mr. Dragos knows way better than me because he's doing computing science.
Yeah, I'm doing
which is different from software engineering. What I'm trying to do.
No, I'm doing computing. It's not computer science.
No, it's computer.
So it's a little bit different. Computer
But you know,
science is more.
You know databases better than me anyway, probably.
Yeah, because I've done it last year and now I'm doing advanced.
Which is the program that you're using? You're using Oracle, right?
Not now. I used to do it last year, but now it's...
If we need apps being developed and games being developed,
come to us, of course. Whenever you're gonna finish, most likely for me, I told you, I want to get somehow in neural networks.
Yeah.
After having a little bit of knowledge of how to code stuff.
That's great.
I would much rather have one. That's why I wanted to do software engineering and not his field. Because computing is science, so what?
Yeah.
Although that one is more into maths, I assume, and you do a little bit more math part databases than us. And this part is more about learning how to code more languages like Java, Python, C#.
I would love, if I was developing, developing an app or anything like that, I would definitely come to you.
Yeah, of course. If you want to keep up like with your players and you want to, any idea that you have on an app, we can probably set it up.
Yeah, we've discussed that.
Yeah, we've discussed.
If you have an idea specifically for your rugby team, let's say that you want to keep track of your players and you want to see what they ate, then you have like a fitness thing.
Sure.
I think
you know.
The thing is, the good thing with kids, coaching kids, they're like they soak up everything.
Oh yeah,
like,
they're like sponge. Probably.
Yeah, they're sponges. If they think for one beat that you might have played with or against one of their heroes, they'll they'll snap everything up. You know what I mean? They'll snap everything up that you teaching you because they know that it's one day they can do what you're doing. I'm trying for me.
Do you want to keep up with their heroes? That's what they're saying.
No. I'm saying as in what I'm saying is if the kids are thinking for one moment that you played with or against their hero, they'll snap up anything. They'll be like, oh my god, how is it? I'll be like, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, amazing.
But the good for me, I'm going to the age now where I'm slowing down in rugby, and all I want to do is share my experience. With the young generations.
You're like what, 60 or something? No.
I
think you have a little bit of life on
you.
But sports is
listen, your knee is still working.
No, but Mr. Josh, this is a good idea,
right?
This is a very good idea for an YouTube account.
Yeah.
And to start to share your views about the game.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. But that's
but that's the camera. You've got everything.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to. Maybe I'm going to try and with parents' permission, obviously, I can maybe video some sessions.
Use all right.
But the thing is, some guys are like when they get beyond their years in rugby, they don't want to kind of help the younger generation. I love I don't know. Some guys are just.
I think in football, at least, there's something that most of the people when they retire, especially in Romania, like most of our famous players. Become coaches.
Right?
Yes.
Exactly.
They get like a small team and then try to share their experience in that team.
The difference between coaching younger generations, young kids, and kind of maybe older generations, or older is the older generation they're stuck in their own ways.
Well, yeah, actually,
You know what I mean?
you're stuck in the old ways also.
No, not old ways, but they're stuck in their own ways. Like, so
they learn a particular thing.
Yeah,
and it's
they
really
learn
hard to
particular
get
way,
out.
I know better.
Yeah.
I don't need
Yeah,
you to
exactly.
teach
So
me how
I-
I told you, I see me also, I do the same thing that you do also, the same thing in your rugby, right?
yeah, like
Probably you're not success, how do you call it? It's not
Successful.
yeah,
no, you're
yeah, exactly.
you're not willing to change your opinions that easily.
I don't know.
So,
If
it
I'm
won't be.
convinced, like if I'm
They
really
have to sell you.
yeah,
sell you
if
the
I'm
thing.
very convinced that I have to, okay, this is better than this, I'll be like, okay, let's try this one. At least
I
let's
think-
try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
I guess
You know what
I guess we can have a different approach as well. There are so many different ways to get the same results.
mean? Exactly.
There's no better or
There's
worse.
no, yeah.
You know what I mean? It fits you better, yes, but better or worse, but with these children, probably you have to earn their respect somehow.
Yeah.
You've got to be like cool and probably, I don't know.
Trust me,
Bring
I'm
something
not
to
cool
the
at all
table.
with this kid.
Yeah.
I
I think
don't
like,
think I'm cool at
No,
all.
I think is hardest to do with the children, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
they have their own minds that they start
No,
developing.
not the kids, the
The
older
older ones.
Oh, the older
yeah.
ones.
It's
They're-
very hard to impress them
because,
because
yeah.
they already have their own.
They're stuck
Niche.
in their ways, so
Yeah.
they stuck. But the kids, they'll be like, okay, this is okay, yeah, try it, just try it. You know what I mean? At least try it. No, I'm saying it's like at least try it. If he does, if
Yeah,
it's
just
not,
try it.
if it's not wrong, if it's not right, it's not right. But if you at least you tried it, that's what I'm saying. It's like these
Yeah, no,
kids
you're
are
right,
just
you're
like that. all
But to
the
be
time.
fair, there is a point of having a certain way of doing stuff when you're older,
yeah,
because if it works, you usually don't change that attitude.
no, it's true.
So it's like trial and success thing. Whenever you go to that success part, you wouldn't want to be like, alright, I'm gonna go back to failure to find another success.
Yeah,
Well, the success recipe does probably rely a lot on your skills and your age as well. Probably at some point you can't just tackle yourself as the way you did
Yeah,
when you
throw
were young.
yourself.
I don't know. I take myself on the door every time I walk in.
Probably eventually at some point you've got to settle down and to
Yeah.
get a certain way of doing it and stick with it.
As long as it works, that's what I'm saying. Like if it's successful for you, then
Yeah.
you stick with that plan.
Yeah.
I want to ask a question.
Who?
How did you start your photography?
True.
All right. Okay. My first camera, I was like, I don't know. Maybe.
Why did you start photography?
When?
I mean,
How?
I've seen.
We
I
know
was-
why you started photography,
No, you
but
don't.
why did
We imagine.
They don't know why.
Listen.
Oh, because of his cousin.
My last studies were on an art,
Yeah.
music, and we were parallel classes. My class was all about music.
Yeah.
The parallel one was about painting and visual arts. So these guys were actually doing some courses about how to edit stuff, how to create everything. I mean, things from nothing, how to change the picture so much that you cannot believe what you can see. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
almost
True.
unrealistic things, and
Yeah,
I was like amazed that they actually
Yeah,
were able to
yeah.
do that from parts from other pictures. And
You
also-
see that on Instagram all the time. I see that all the time.
yeah, I mean, you see
That
some
makes
things
brilliant.
and they're like, it's impossible.
Yeah.
How could you've done that
Exactly.
in virtual life? In
Yeah.
editing software. And then I had some colleagues having some DSLRs. It was, I remember, an old Olympus, which was borrowed to me eventually because I was so curious about it. I had it for a couple of weeks, and then I had my first mirrorless camera. It was also an Olympus. But was a Micro Four Thirds,
Yeah.
and then so on, and also you see with this photography, what I had some, good relationships, and was much easier for me to get in touch with people in general
Yeah.
through the photography, because
Yeah,
otherwise
yeah,
you
yeah,
can't
true.
just poke people and
Yeah,
hello,
I do.
You know
That.
what I mean?
That's probably the difference
Yeah.
between him and me. I just like.
Oh, you just
I
go
said,
there.
Can I take a picture? And be like, yeah,
No,
yeah.
usually I go through it. I
Yeah.
use it exactly the same, but
Yeah.
otherwise you are not able to meet up those people.
Yeah.
Just for no reason, like hey, hi, you are on the street.
Yeah,
How are you?
yeah.
My name is Radu,
What's
you
your
wanna
name?
talk
Yeah,
with
yeah,
me?
yeah.
You wanna
You'll be my friend.
But then-
Like,
but then-
yeah, it's just a one-time thing, man.
In generally, even when I'm on the somewhere in the woods or doing some pictures, even the people are coming to me and they're like, oh, you have some nice pictures. Oh, I've seen I don't know, a heron like couple of minutes ago. It was there. You know, the people are starting. It's much easier for you to get in touch with the people in general, and to and also with the girls. You know, it's much easier because you just go there and say, all right. Can I have a nice photo shooting with you, because I'm a photographer. You show eventually some of your work, and if they are happy and if they want to do it, it's much easier for you. I mean, from there you can get more. You never know. Yes. we can get in details.
Hey,
what? No details?
Why no details?
Especially, well, that's why we have a podcast.
Yeah. Why do we even have a podcast?
Why do we stop here, right?
You are just teasing
It's not PG-18. No?
Yeah, exactly. Do you do like do you still do studio work or like portraits?
I had before a few events in Romania. I was earning some money out of it. I did change some cameras.
Yes.
But studio work I never did. So you have to imagine an event. It happens in a posh place, partly at their homes.
Yeah. At their homes.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
In a wedding.
Homes. The bride.
It's all crap. That's happening. I mean, probably it's not happening in UK, but in Romania we've got a lot of things to
tradition and
do
that thing.
Yeah, exactly. I like that. That's going back to like in small villages. I said, like. We have small kind of traditions and stuff like that, right?
But they keep up.
They keep up with them. Yeah.
It's not like
that's because the communities are smaller, but I think they're way more tight than a big community.
In Romania, is everywhere the same. I mean, it's maybe
Bucharest isn't that same. I can say by experience. You have like how do you call them, like sectors? They're called like areas, let's say, from Bucharest, and though every single area might be a little bit like a community, but if you go in other communities different, because another mayor is the place and runs the community differently.
We
tradition with weddings and some other.
The main traditions are the same.
We have like traditional clothes for weddings and stuff like that.
Yes, of course. We call them ie.
Ie
is like the shirt that men wear.
Okay.
Yeah, and the bride has the dress and so on.
The bride has
the breast.
The breast.
And the bottom of the.
He didn't even have to say it. He's like the bride.
How you like the big?
I'll say
big, medium, or small? What do you want?
Like
small, medium, or big?
He's going straight for big.
Or
not even small. Not even medium. Why don't you just go straight for large,
medium?
Bro?
Medium, maybe.
This is like big.
Yeah, that's nice. You know what? We have a saying in Romania: whatever is nice, even God likes.
Yes, that's true. Always true.
About the clothes, we've lost a lot of that in Romania. Even in the small villages, we used to had like even Sundays when we go to the churches, we had these ears, whatever. It's like a nice shirt. With a lot of motifs and lines and colors and homemade.
Romania is not in the Balkans, is it?
Yes,
it is in the Balkans.
Carpathian Mountains.
Is it?
But it's just it's a bit strange.
We call it Balkans.
It is.
The culture is mixed between Turkey, Bulgaria, and Russia and the north.
Okay.
I mean, we borrow things for all around our neighbors, but mainly we speak only one language. We've got some minorities as well, but
we have won some vocal minorities in some places compared to
everywhere.
All Hungarians are really vocal.
Every single country in this world probably has some people that are willing differently than the whole of the country. But it's quite nice. I mean, you've got this one language, you've got all these different areas, slightly different cultures, even different accents and the language. I mean, it's the same language, but still, there are different shades and colors.
Different dialects.
Exactly.
We have the same in Fiji.
Yeah, everywhere probably is the same. That's what I'm saying.
So there's one in Fiji. There's one national language.
Yeah.
But each province has different dialects. Yeah. So we have lots of provinces and we have different dialects in the province.
What about food?
Ooh, bro.
Like
So
what? Let's go.
Biryani.
Let's go to
Biryani?
biryani.
So,
Chicken biryani.
It's because Fiji is like, that's why I love
So traditionalist.
the Indian food, like,
Indian food.
because Fiji is a multicultural country. Because
From the neighbors, you took more than just the.
no, yeah,
Yeah, the ladies.
Just the
The
ladies.
because we have lots of Indians in Fiji as well, like
Okay.
the indentured laborers that were brought over from India to work on the sugar canes in Fiji. It's like the same with West Indies. They feel like lots of Indians and stuff like that. So the food is like mixed. So we have like a kind of cuisine of curries, like traditional national food, curries like biryani. That's why I love curry so much. Like my mom.
Chicken tikka masala, jalfrezi.
Bro, my mom used to cook so much curry when we were younger. And then we had like, my best friend was an Indian guy who was like at school, and his mom used to cook like nice meals, curry and stuff. But we do have our own traditional food.
You went to your friend for your mother food or for the mother itself?
Come on, come down.
Hey, has he been drinking the Jack Daniels?
Yeah, I think so.
Where is it? Look, it's next to you.
Right.
Yeah, so like
Got you there,
Fiji has its own like food. So we have, I don't know if you guys know what cassava is.
No, I don't know.
So cassava is like my missus thinks cassava tastes like chestnuts.
Chestnuts.
Yeah, but it's like kind of a root crop. So it's like yams, maybe like yams. Yam? You guys ever had yams?
Listen, in Romania, our like,
What's traditional
so-called traditional food is like sarmale,
What's more than that?
mamaliga, like sour cream.
What's your
with,
root crop? Do you have any root crops? Potatoes?
No, we have. Well, mamaliga is made out of corn.
Corn, okay.
Technically.
Yeah.
Corn and bread, which is from wheat.
All right. So in Fiji we have like root crops. So we have like breadfruit, taro, if you know what taro is. Man, I need to cook for you. You guys have to come and
cook. You have to.
Yeah.
That's why.
I'll bring some. Want that pun?
You know to cook.
I just told you.
He's like he cooks for 1,000 people.
Where's he
on a
this
boat.
couple of hours?
No, I just want to.
That's a good point. I have a good point. If he cooked people for 1,000 people on a boat and he couldn't run from that boat,
Yeah.
that means he's alive.
Exactly.
He's cooking good food, you know.
Yeah, well, it's one thing to cook for a team and with certain guidelines, and it's another thing to cook at home your traditional dishes.
He's saying
and
cook
everything.
without guidelines. for
No,
him.
it's not. It's not. It's
Right,
not the
what,
same.
without guidelines? What,
Yeah.
keeping your hand in the pill?
I know people that. No,
Well, there's
listen.
no health and safety stuff. The guidelines.
He wants the extreme version.
The salt bay, like that.
No, but it's
Quality.
obvious that in the army you will be trained and everything. This is how you should do, and they are like very generalistic type of foods, probably.
Well, yes, it's a
And-
set
and then-
menu. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
and then you took up. We talk about your traditional food, which is probably. More
yeah, so it's,
specific.
so it's different. Obviously, in the military, you have set foods,
Yeah.
set menus. So
Oh, yeah.
Monday we'll probably. So I was saying Monday probably when I was in, we had leftovers from Sunday.
Wait a minute, you're not even a cook. You used to peel potatoes.
Yeah, but I
Wait
did
a minute. Wait a minute.
No, that is true.
Maybe I need to write a bit about it.
No, but
Listen, my nose is very sensitive.
no, everyone's like given training, basic training for cookery. So it's like a chef. So the thing is, it's widely known in the military or the navy that none of the chefs has passed their course because the food are terrible all the time. But that's why it's like kind of
It's all about the quantity in the
Yeah,
Navy.
yeah. But that's-
Jump the gun.
yeah, but that's the thing. So everyone gets trained by obviously as a chef, but the knifing skills and stuff like that. So you have to learn when you get there learn more when you get there. But so the military has set menus from Mondays to Sundays. But obviously, when you go home, it's a lot different because you're not cooking for the military. You're just
And you have to
cooking-
do it from the scratch, from
yeah,
nothing.
yeah, and literally, yeah. So, for example, we have tins of tomatoes. We have big tins in the military, like to obviously cook with, and obviously beans and stuff. Everything's ready. Like the only thing we have to
frozen things, isn't it?
Yeah, frozen. So
I thought you're gonna prep yours.
Yeah. So the only thing to prep was the vegetables. So the meats will come. Potatoes, everything, vegetables, everything.
The vegetables, carrots, just the potatoes.
Yes, potatoes. But the thing is, that's the only thing you have to prepare. You have to prep properly because obviously the meats are gonna be there.
But at least you know how to cut an onion, right?
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Have you got an onion right now? I'll cut it.
Yeah,
I'll just cut it with my teeth. It's like no, but it's like that. So, but when you get home, it's a lot different. You have to cook. You have to properly, get everything from scratch. So like
depends if you buy stuff from Tesco already.
Yeah. But the thing is, if you're a trained chef, thing is you learn. Like I can't stop watching Italian. You learn so much from. I watch YouTube most of the time, and I watch like cooking menus, so how to cook and stuff like that. So at the moment, my missus and I are going through a phase of eating, Italian seafood spaghetti. Seafood spaghetti. It's amazing. Like I'm at the moment where I'm like
king prawns and stuff like that.
Prawns. We get like mussels. Clams. Everything you need, you just put in there, you prepare it properly, and then you just
You do yourself the spaghettis, or you get them
freshly made.
Ready made. No, seriously, because the Italians,
really Italians, they do that.
Really
Do you think I look really Italian to you? I don't care about that. I'm like spaghetti from the pack.
So you can hear
sorry, I'm there with a pack, boom, ready. I'm not prepared with the flour.
That's how it's used in the military also. He had the thing and just boil it down.
That's pasta.
That's why I was asking, because I used to work in this around these businesses, because I used to be a waiter at some point. And I saw the way they do it. They have a lot of preps which are already made, a lot of frozen stuff. I mean, they cannot do literally everything and serve 100 customers like that, you know.
But that's that. We had imagine having 1,500 people in the ship. Right?
It's impossible to do.
It's impossible to do everything from scratch.
Yeah.
You have to have for example, breakfast. Like you have cans of stuff. Cans of beans, cans of tomatoes. At one point, the military was trying to develop powdered eggs.
I mean, that sounds horrible.
It tastes horrible as well. Like powdered eggs and use it as scrambled. That's what they were trying to do. I went to
replacement.
I went to a showroom where they actually did it. I looked at it. I was like, nah, I don't want to taste like that. That's not for me. But we have to prep. So the eggs, obviously, we have to prep it by. So this is the rotation. Eggs. The rotation is if you do there'll be like 3 people in cooking, right? 3 or 4 people cooking. So if you do lunch, after lunch you can do whatever you want till night time. But if you're doing dinner, you have to come in the morning, prep everything till about 5 o'clock, start cooking, and by 5 or 4 o'clock start cooking. By 7 everything's ready, and then after you've done dinner, you clean up, wash everything, the pots. You do wash everything, and then after that you go to bed. By the time you go to bed, it's like 11 o'clock, 12. And then you have to wake up at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock to prep for breakfast. Okay. After you've done breakfast, that's it for the rest of the day. I think
that's the life of a chef.
That's the life of a military chef.
Well,
a chef. True, no, a chef. Yeah.
Chef also, because
they do clean up. They do clean up. They do prep. The prepping is very important for a chef.
I actually do they clean up after themselves in a normal restaurant?
Yeah. Well, some
maybe not
chef. You've watched. I bet you guys have watched the Gordon Ramsay Nightmare. They don't clean up themselves. But
he's a different level, though.
Bro, in the military, in the Navy, we have to clean like air vents and stuff like that. Clean the frying pan, everything.
Can you tell us the story about cleaning the tank with the oil? Whatever.
Oh no! So.
Oh my God! That was annoying.
So it was my primary job in the military, in the Navy, was a chef, right? But every personnel, they have a primary job, and then a secondary job, and then the third job. So like you have everything, you get trained for everything. So you'd be one time for example, if I was a chef, I could be a first aider, I could be a first response to a fire or a flood, I could be a response force for someone intruding and getting to the ship without permission. I could be a boarding party, which is like going up in a helicopter and going to another. If you suspect, if your ship or captain suspect there's a boat that's carrying drugs or illegal paraphernalia or whatever.
Board the boat.
You go on board the
That
ship.
sounds cool.
It's awesome.
On
The
a
training is awesome.
Very cool.
But so my job was I was a firefighter as well. So I was my secondary job at that time was a firefighter. So I would be the first person to. I think it was like three of us or four of us. The response has to be the first responders if anything happens to the ship. So if there's a fire or flood, we have to be there. We're the first people to have to be there. So it'll come up anytime. So I was asleep one night.
Middle of the night.
Somebody
knocks on your
I think it was 11 o'clock or something like that. And then all you could hear from the sound system was like, fire danger, fire danger, fire danger. And the thing is, when that happens, you're always waiting for the next thing to come up, which is fire exercise, fire danger, fire. And I was like waiting for fire exercise. Oh crap! Got my overalls. Like, so before you get into the ship, you get given a small booklet. And you have to learn every compartment of the ship. Learn it.
What happens if you forget that?
And they'll teach you. They'll test you. Yeah, you have to learn. So as soon as that happens, so fire danger is always in the machinery space. We went down the machinery space. By the time this was in the Gulf, I think we were in the Gulf. By the time we got down there, you could like open the hatch. You could feel the heat coming out.
So wasn't the drill? Was a real thing.
It was a real thing.
Oh,
so
wow.
we went down, but the oil was spilling over the machinery space, hot oil.
Jesus.
So we went there, but there was like so it's different, bro. It's like crazy. So there was like I don't know why I still remember this. Like there's a small glass. Yeah. So
fumes from the oil.
Yeah, you can feel the heat, but in the hose, right? There's a big hose.
Yeah.
A firefighting hose. Next to it is a foam.
Yes.
A foam.
When do you use the foam? When do you use the?
So next to it is a foam, but on the when you drag it's called a center fed, the hose. You have to take a pin and put it on the foam so that it mixes. It sucks it up and mix the water with the foam. So imagine if you put water straight into the hot fire, it'll blow up.
Gives
So
more
you have to mix it. But before that, I had to crack a glass to get the key to unlock the center fed. So I got it, put the pin in, and you have to test it. So you have to test the water first before you actually.
Okay.
So you have to test the water.
Hold the hose.
So you have to hold the hose, test it, and see if the water or the foam is mixed. So you test it. If it's mixed, then you turn, and then you spray it, and then you have to cover the oil spill. You have to cover it, and then after that, obviously in the tank. But when I was doing that, I was
so you realized it wasn't it was a real thing once you got in the actual.
But the thing is,
place.
Because the military do so much exercises.
You didn't know that it's like a
it's just.
It was like it's a drill. Okay, I'm just gonna.
Yeah, so it's just like when you do so much of one thing, it just clicks in. Training kicks in. So you just training kicks in and you go straight down and you do this stuff. But like as soon as I entered, I was like, okay, it's training. I went down. I saw one of the other guys come in and I went, okay, boom, we're going down. But when I was doing that, I looked up and they closed the hatch. I was like, shit, I can't survive this. So I was like, But I was like, we were doing that, and then after that, the second group usually comes on with the firefighting mask and obviously
Oh, so you don't wear a mask yourself?
No, so we're the
You're like disposable guys.
Yeah, we're the first people to be there.
So
we're the first person to be there. I think we might. I don't think we were wearing. I don't know if we were wearing anything. But we were the first.
Yeah,
I don't.
You're basically naked.
Yeah, yeah.
You against the fire.
And the guys coming down was like, why is he naked? Why is he naked and firefighting? I don't understand. But we was there. You just like the guys who come on with the obviously take over with proper firefighting equipment. So the mask and everything, we had to come down. And I was like, as soon as they took over, I was just climbing back to the thank God!
Let me out of
But we had to clean that up. By the time I went to bed, it was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
Imagine scrubbing the oil after you just saved everybody's side.
We had to scrub it and get it out with tissues,
tissues.
like
Oh
literally.
my God.
Bro, it's pretty one of those moments like.
So going back to the military, at least in Romania, until like 2000s, I think it was imposed by the government when you were like 18 that you had to do military.
Oh, so it's like a national.
So my
duty.
father was
Yeah,
it used to be, and he was like my father when.
So just like what Israel is doing right now.
Yes.
Yeah, they do. Anyone over a certain age, 21 or something like that, they have to join the.
I think it's 8. Well, Romania was 18.
It was later.
18
later than 18.
No, so UK doesn't have that. It's voluntary. Voluntarily you have to, but you get paid obviously for it.
In the past,
they used to do that. So national, we call it national service. National service. Yeah. So they used to do that with the wars that was going on. They used to do that.
Yeah,
but I don't think now they do.
When I turned 15 or 16, my father was like, I can't wait for you to go to the army. I was just dreading. I was like, man, what are they gonna do there? Because I heard so many bad stories about the army. Yeah, my uncle was in the military also, and he's lieutenant on a tank. Yeah. And he was telling me like stories in the trenches and stuff because he went to one of the wars. I don't know exactly which one. And he was telling that you need to be a particular type of person to be in the military because once you see war, you see blood and fights. You're not the same because you realize that's what he was saying. My uncle that it's a human in front of you, and it's hard to really like shoot someone.
I same thing. Like I feel
because it's alright now in a fictive environment, but when you actually I see Dragos, you don't want to shoot them.
Shoot them, yeah. It's. I haven't. Thing is with me, I was grateful for the Navy because I didn't get a chance to do that. I was in the ship all the time.
Oh, yeah, you weren't in combat. But if you were in combat though.
Yeah, if you're in combat, and plus if with the Marines we were transporting, most of them. I think I had friends of mine who were like that. Like
in the actual field and
they actually saw service. One of my mates had I think he had PTSD afterwards, but it was like he saw his best mate like in the morning. They wake up in the morning together, they would chat and like this, and then boom, by 3 o'clock they go for patrol. Something happens, they come back. His best mate's not there.
I can't remember the stories from my uncle, but most of them were like these type of stories that you had a comrade and then you went. I don't know, with a mission, a random mission, a bomb just blows up.
But it's like the worst thing about.
That's what I was like when I turned 18. Plus, I wanted to say about the service, the military service. That's mandatory. You don't know exactly where you're gonna end up. So they might put you like in the mobile unit. They can send you behind.
Alright.
So it's like random. It's like a lottery thing. Depends where they're gonna put you. So they used to put you.
Mr. Josh,
where do they put you? Photography. Video.
Well, I see that's a quite interesting thing to have in the army, isn't it? Because in the war you can have some, what happened, investigations or whatever footages for the future generations to see what,
Yeah.
I think they have.
Yeah, the war journalists.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bro. I was like when I took up photography. That's one of my goals. I want to be a photojournalist. I wanted
wartime.
Like wartime photojournalist. Just a photojournalist. I want to be a photographer.
Right, so National Geographic.
Right. No, when you get the guys who break down the doors, it's him with the photo. Smile! Hi! Okay, let's go!
Okay, I got curious. But why did you left the Royal Army?
So the Royal
Navy. Yeah.
So the
don't say the army. Don't say the army.
The lower tier, isn't it?
Or a higher tier.
No, but the reason I didn't leave, so I got
shot.
I got shot by my chopsticks. They got thrown at me with the knives. But no, in 2012 I want to say 11, the government were doing cutbacks, so they cut
personal
cutbacks. So we did I'm sure it was over 100 something. Probably more than that, or less people. Yeah, a lot of people got cut from the military. So there was 3 rounds. I was in the 3 rounds of cutbacks. I was in the first round, we worked out quite well for me because I was playing rugby outside as well, and I had to inform the Navy that I would, if I wanted to sign for a club, I have to inform the military, the Navy, and be like, can I sign for this club?
They would let you do it?
I was supposed to go to France in 2000. I was not courted, but there's a team up in France that wanted me to go to them in 2010, but I still couldn't because I was still in the Navy. So I informed them, the Navy, I was like, would it be possible to go sign for? And they were like, no.
We need you here. You're a firefighter.
Yeah, you're still in.
You're a firefighter.
Vegetable peeler. Your vegetable peeling skills is needed more than your rugby. And I was like, okay, sweet.
You could not say, I quit.
No.
That's one of.
You can't. Well, you can.
You can't, right?
You can, but you have to put in a year's notice or something like that.
What?
Yes.
Well, you know who was talking about the military? One of our next guests is going to be Michael.
Yeah.
Michael said at one point that he wanted to join the army.
Which Michael?
And I told Michael Asante.
Oh, Mick. Yeah, Mick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He told me.
Michelle.
Yeah.
Michelle. Which he's going to be the next guest on the
Is
podcast.
he? Yeah.
That's a good thing that you can hear it from you. Once you join I was telling him, man, don't do it because once you join, it's really difficult to.
I tell you what, I never had any regret about.
No regretting. But
what I'm saying,
once you join that lifestyle, it's really probably difficult to get into it, right?
I made a lot of like really good friends in the Navy. Like you'd never speak to them in how many years? 10 years or. But as soon as you meet each other, it's just as if you were like with them yesterday in a party or somewhere like you remembered. It's just like that. So that's one of the good things about being in the military. It's like you make a lot of friends, make a lot of connections. Like, you know what I mean? You know, because it seems like you've been through together. With something, you know.
Probably.
Like a brother.
Yeah, like a brother. Yeah.
Like what's the movie with Brad Pitt? The Fight Club.
Fury.
Fight Club.
No, we got.
So
I tell you what. I'm telling you, some of my friends. We gone through some chef friends. We gone through some peeling potato things together.
Oh my god, those potatoes.
Those potatoes kind of
had it going, man.
Yeah. Bro, it was funny. We had like our ship, obviously, I told you, is like a big ship, a landing platform deck, and we had a competition amongst our chefs.
Who can peel faster?
Who can make a model of the ship through cake.
Ooh, okay.
Mine was a small one. I didn't
You see, Josh is like
a
small.
This is mine. Was like, this is mine. Yeah, but the rest was like big. I was like, I don't want to win anyways.
I'm just gonna take my small boat.
Yeah, I was gonna take this and I'm gonna eat it in my room. Okay.
Cry. Pull like a small candle and just blow it.
Yeah, just like
I'm a winner.
It's, like, it's not even my birthday, but I like this cake. I'm gonna eat it.
I'm a winner.
Okay, why did you live in France then?
Well, I had some stuff.
Long story short, you did have friends.
Yeah, I made no friends. No
friends there.
My missus was like, because I was been away for a long time, and she was just like, nah. Come back here. Nah, I was like, okay. No, it's because
you should have got her away from UK and try to join them.
Well, she came over all the time, so I like every week off.
Is she from the UK?
Yeah, she came over all the time when I was there anyway. But one place she hasn't been to is Albi. So
where?
Albi, where I stayed near Toulouse, where I stayed my last season. So maybe one day I'll take her over there and kind of
show her the stories that you. Whatever you've seen there.
Bro. Is
sorry, you have pictures, right? Because you took pictures.
Yeah, I took pictures of the ruins. Yeah.
Ruins.
Well, they had a coal mine.
So
they had a coal mine in Albi.
What?
Coal. I think it's coal. A mine. Yeah, a mine. They had a mine in Albi, but they turned it. You can see the diggers as you arrived in. The diggers, but they turned it into a lake.
A lake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. Like a lake, like you can see the road all the way down. Bro, I loved it. I was like, this is where I want to be all the time. But they use a cable cut to go down there. It's like
you go down there and they'll come up. That's it.
Yes, exactly.
If you reckon France keeps their history better than other countries,
I think France is one of the places that
history-wise.
Yeah, history-wise.
Let's say you have old building that I don't know meant something in some war. They would restore the building.
Well, it's the same with that with the building. It's the same with England. So they have in England they have listed buildings.
I've seen in London. I haven't been many times in London, but I've seen so many like a skyscraper next to it, like a small house, which but means something.
Yeah, so those are listed buildings, which means that they can't be taken down. I think they can be taken down, but they have to keep being renovated because they're so old. They have to keep being renovated.
Yeah,
not renovated.
The walls are gonna fall down. Yeah.
So we in our village we had. In our village, like it's my village. Well, in the village where I live, we have King Henry's house, and it's a listed building. So listed buildings are very
castle.
It's not a castle; it's just like a small mansion house.
Oh, okay.
So listed buildings are very old, but very important houses. It can't be, it can't be just so. It'd be sold, but it'd be very. Someone buys it, it's expensive.
Yeah. It's like a heritage.
It's like a heritage house, kind of that.
To be fair, I think Adi made this point at one point. We build like new houses that are worth like $100 million.
Yeah.
And then after 20 years, it's gonna become like 1 million, not even worth.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is in the past, for example, if you have like a castle.
Yeah.
That's always gonna be worth something because it's made of stone.
But listed building, exactly. But they're made of old
material. Yeah, it's just the history of it itself.
That's the history with that's a good thing about England. That's what they do. Is like have listed buildings, which is quite good, quite interesting. I mean, I wish I could like just build a hut and say, oh, this is listed buildings. Pay me everything.
You see, in Hollywood, where I live, there is a pub which is one of the oldest in the UK. It has more than 500 years. So at some point, guys, if you want to join me to have a beer down
haunted
there.
experience.
It's horrible.
500 years old pub, still running.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Come on. Enough with the podcast.
We can do the podcast.
I mean, we can start here with the Jack Daniels.
Point, Mr. Radu. You already have 1 hour and a half.
An hour and a half. Yeah.
Is it an hour and a half?
Yeah.
Actually, it felt like half an hour,
like
45
30 minutes or 1 hour.
And we haven't spoken about my cousin yet.
Now you just did. He's how old is?
Yes, we are trying to drop that subject. We're trying to not talk about your cousin anymore. I mean, actually, Josh, I didn't talk too much about her.
No. How old is he? What's her name? No,
well, we have to explain that now because we did bring the subject in here. Right, so I did for now on, especially with the UK, I find it quite hard to bring some models in front of my camera. Is a different country, different way of thinking, of approaching people, whatever. And obviously when I go back, I don't have time like I used to have. Yeah. I'm not living in there, but I've got some relatives, I've got some cousins, and they've got some nice pictures. They are pretty ladies, very young, pretty ladies. I posted them on Instagram, and everyone's like, wow! No one cares.
It's Radu. It's as if like the only person in Romania is his cousin.
but it's very easy to
come on.
Just get out, do some nice pictures, and
it's true. It's quite like I wouldn't say it's a little bit terrifying when you have to ask someone, can I take your photo? You know what I mean?
At least in UK, I don't feel so confident.
No, because you feel either getting a beat down or you're getting rejected.
I've seen though like YouTube videos of somebody who just like YouTube Shorts or whatever. Yeah. The guy just walks up to a beautiful girl and it's like,
I've seen
like 2 seconds. I just want to.
But you don't know how much work is behind.
Yeah. But the thing is,
how many no's he had before.
You know.
I mean, it's like dating, right? At the end of the day, you're gonna get loads of no's. You have to get
but
used
you
to
can
rejection.
go to some events, let's say like there are events like Comic Con or something like that, and you can go there. There are a lot of people. You can
he knows. He knows.
He's not even asking.
He's just listening.
He just goes like, hey.
He's like, hey, I gotta take a picture of you.
No, I like your.
He's like right in the face.
I like your costume. You are
no, they do have good costume in Comic Con.
No, he doesn't have any costume.
No, as I've said, I just stay naked. I just walk.
Okay, let's say uniform.
Yeah.
So
I don't want to go to my uniform.
So what they dress up like? Because I've never been in this kind.
You don't know?
Comic
They are
dress up
different-
as
Batman.
Yeah, video
Princess
games.
Leia.
I was gonna say Batman, but it's like straight away.
I would like to see a Bat Lady.
You're gonna go as Bat Lady.
No, listen. How it sounds. Bat Lady. Butt Lady.
Butt lady?
I would like to see a lady dressed as butt lady.
There was a show on MTV, Butthead or what it was.
Beavers and Butt. Yeah. That's.
Right, guys. I think we spent a great time together, but it's time to end up right now. It was great to have you, Mr. Josh.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We know each other, but
Thanks
sometimes
for having us.
Thanks. Cheers.
Thank you for joining this podcast.
Yeah.
We should actually have fun.
Thanks for the Jack Daniels.
No worries.
I want to kill myself now with the Jack Daniels and turn up drunk tomorrow.
Kill yourself.
Don't say that. Don't take
Cut this.
Cut.
Thank you everyone for watching.
Thank you everyone. Don't forget to subscribe, and everybody gonna have their
comments massively.
There's a link in the bottom in the description. So
And see
just
you next
try to
time.
See you next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.